So with the Democrats taking the Senate, they're now going to move ahead with a vote on a gay marriage bill. Now, what is the purpose of a gay marriage bill? There is no purpose to a gay marriage bill. Obergefell's already been ruled upon.
Yeah, no, totally, dude. Yeah, because like the abortion thing didn't happen like recently. You know what I mean?
And a simple gay marriage bill is not even a constitutional amendment. So it's not even above and beyond the Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court ruling is still the law. If the Supreme Court ruling were overturned, a quick majority in the Senate could quickly overturn this law. Okay, but the idea here is that you're going to get all the Republicans on record as to whether they support or do not support same-sex marriage. Now, let me just put this out there for the Republican senators. If you vote in favor of the idea that society has an obligation to recognize male-male or female-female dyads in the same way that society has an obligation to recognize male-female, you should not be in the Republican Party.
Yeah, this is a winning message, dude. I love that. I love Ben Shapiro. Last week, this motherfucker was saying, like, we need to focus on policy. Trump lost everybody because he was too me. And he cared too much about culture war issues. It's like, bro, what are you doing? This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying, dude. People are like, I'm hungry, okay? Gas is expensive. And Ben's like, we need to make sure that, like, gay people, are in a state of disarray, okay? That the Supreme Court could, like, rule on Obergefell like they did with Roe v. Wade. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. If he was smart, he would just turn this around and be like, every Republican, doesn't matter which way they fucking vote, every Republican should be out there talking about what their methods of dealing with inflation is. Say this gay shit is a distraction. At least back in the day, they were like smart enough to say that. Republicans would like always say, oh, the gay stuff, that's a distraction. Why are we even voting on that? That's a distraction.
You shouldn't. Okay, the reason I say this is not because I wish to shrink the size of the Republican Party. Because if the fundamental basis of human society is male-female child.
Inherent problem. Here's the inherent problem with this man literally was complaining that Trump wasn't appealing enough to moderates last week, and now he's saying this. Here's the inherent problem with the Republican culture war. Here's the inherent problem with the Republican culture war. That's just it. That's good enough. Did I forget the? I don't even care. I'm too lazy to correct myself. Shut up.
The same way that society has an obligation to recognize male-female, you should not be in the Republican Party. You shouldn't. Okay, the reason I say this, not because I wish to shrink the size of the Republican Party, because if the fundamental basis of human society is male-female child, and you think that by passing a law you can change that reality, you do not belong in government.
For the record, if that law that law's not going to change reality. Reality is going to happen regardless of what Ben thinks, okay? That law is just going to make it more normal for a lot of people, okay? That law is going to offer comfort to millions of Americans that don't have to feel like their civil liberties will be taken away on a moment's notice by a fucking Supreme Court that they didn't even vote for, okay? That's it. That's literally it. It is so unrelated to the existence of human beings. Like, it is so innocuous. It's just nothing, right? He wants to make a bigger deal out of that because he thinks that's a winning political message. He's wrong. They've refused to understand, like, bro, you lost the gay shit, okay? They're everywhere, brother. You know, I hate it too, brother. Don't worry. But they're everywhere. You lost. Hold this fucking L on that, okay? He wouldn't be chirping this hard if that normalization didn't actually lead. That normalization didn't actually lead to more people being more understanding. That's why he's fucking fighting this war.
This is a very simple proposition. Men and men are not the same as a man and a woman who are capable of becoming one flesh and producing a child. This is not difficult stuff. Many Republicans will be tempted to vote for this simply to avoid the conflict.
Yeah, bro. Like, for example, if your balls don't work or if you got no ovaries, right? Like, you're not technically recognized as a marriage, as a real marriage. Like, you could be cis, right? But if you got no fucking semen in there, if it's not working, you get a vasectomy, dude. The moment you get a vasectomy, the government comes in and says your marriage is null and void. That's how it works. It's not difficult stuff. Hypothetically, let's say, a marriage is between a man that is working on the pool and my wife as I watch. Hypothetically speaking, that is how I have gone about my marriage personally. Let's say hypothetically. Hypothetically speaking, I can't have kids. Therefore, my marriage is null and void.
So that people don't yell at them. Oh my gosh, you're not respecting love is love. Now, first of all, the love is love argument was always bullcrap.
Love is love. Hypothetically, love is not love. Like, for example, my wife does not love me.